That lightning bolt moment. 5 minutes after the conversation ends, the perfect comeback arrives, but the theater is empty. Your brain was a ghost town, and now it's a supercomputer. That's not a glitch. It's the sign of a genius mind at work, and I'll show you how to use that superpower. Chapter 1. The Staircase Wit. Naming the ghost. This universal maddening human experience is so common that the French philosopher Denis Diderot gave it a name in the 18th century, l'esprit de l'escalier, which literally translates to the spirit of the staircase. And it perfectly describes the act of thinking of the perfect retort, not in the heat of the moment, but only after you've left the party and are walking down the stairs on your way out. But this isn't just a fun piece of trivia to pull out at your next awkward gathering. It's a diagnosis. It's a profound moment of recognition. It's like feeling a strange, specific, unplaceable pain your whole life, a phantom ache in your psyche. And then a doctor finally looks at your chart, nods, and gives it a name. Suddenly, it stops being a personal failure. It's not you being weird or broken or slow. It becomes a recognized, documented condition. You no longer suffer from a faulty brain. You are simply a practitioner of staircase wit. Therefore, by giving this glitch a formal name, we can stop seeing it as a personal flaw and start analyzing it for what it truly is, a fascinating, complex, and surprisingly common quirk in your brain's processing system. To understand it, we need to meet the two dueling characters inside your head who are responsible for the whole production. Chapter 2. The Two Brains. Panicked Performer vs. Creative Librarian. The reason you can't access your genius in the moment is because your brain is running two different operating systems, managed by two very different employees. In the heat of a social interaction, the person at the controls is the panicked performer. When you're in a high-pressure social situation, a debate, a job interview, a first date, your brain's limbic system can trigger a subtle fight-or-flight response. Your cortisol levels rise. Blood flow is redirected from the creative parts of your brain to the more primitive, survival-oriented parts. And this ancient instinctual response makes it incredibly difficult to access your full vocabulary, connect abstract ideas, or craft a nuanced argument. But to truly understand this, imagine your mind is a stage. The moment the conversation gets tense or important, a single, blindingly hot spotlight snaps on. You're thrust onto center stage with no script, no rehearsal, and an audience of 1,000 judging eyes. This is the world of the panicked performer. This actor isn't trying to win an Oscar for Best Original Screenplay. It's not trying to be witty or profound or clever. It's just trying not to get booed off the stage. Its only goal is to say something, anything, safe. Oh, wow. That's crazy. You're so right. These are the lines of a survivor, not a genius. It has no time for wit because it's scanning for threats. Its heart is pounding, and it's just trying to get through the scene without tripping over the furniture. Then, the conversation ends. You walk away. The spotlight fades. The audience leaves. The heavy velvet curtain falls, and the theater is plunged into a cool, quiet darkness. The panicked performer runs off stage, sweating and exhausted. And that's when the second character makes their entrance. This is the creative librarian. Once the social pressure is gone and your nervous system calms down, your prefrontal cortex, the sophisticated, analytical, creative part of your brain, finally gets permission to come online. Therefore, while the panicked performer was just desperately trying to survive the moment, the librarian was calmly walking through the vast, silent, infinite library of your mind. It strolls past the shelves of your memories, pulls a book from your vocabulary, cross-references a journal of your past experiences, finds the perfect witty quote from the philosophy section, and combines it all into a single, perfect, devastatingly brilliant thought. The librarian then calmly walks to the front desk and delivers this masterpiece to you, 5 minutes after the library has closed for the night. The delay is the time it takes for the terrified actor to leave the stage so the genius librarian can finally get to work. Chapter 3. The 3 Signs It's Actually Genius at Work. If you experience staircase wit, it's easy to assume your brain is slow, but the evidence points in the exact opposite direction. The quality of the thoughts that arrive late reveals the quality of the mind that produced them. Here are 3 signs that it's actually genius at work. Sign number 1. It's a mark of a creative mind. The comebacks and ideas born from staircase wit are rarely simple, one-dimensional retorts. It's often a complex, multi-layered idea that connects different concepts in a novel, unexpected way. And this process of divergent thinking, of finding hidden connections between seemingly unrelated ideas, is the absolute hallmark of creativity. But your brain isn't just trying to find a better word. It's trying to write a better scene entirely. In the moment, the panicked performer serves you a fast food comeback. It's cheap, it's quick, and it gets the job done. But your creative librarian refuses to operate that way. It's a gourmet chef. It's taking the time to source the finest ingredients from your memory, to carefully balance the flavors of humor and insight, and to create a perfect presentation of devastating wit. That kind of quality takes time. Therefore, the delay is not a bug. It's a feature of your brain's internal quality control system. It's a clear sign that your mind is built for deep, creative connections, not shallow, rapid-fire responses. Sign number 2. It's a sign of a conscientious mind. Conscientious people have a high need for accuracy, for social appropriateness, and for getting things right. And your brain is running a rigorous quality check before it allows a thought to be spoken out loud. It's not just thinking about what to say. It's thinking about how it will be received, what the long-term implications are, and whether it aligns with your values. But imagine your mind is a team of NASA engineers preparing for a rocket launch. A reckless, impulsive mind just mashes the big red launch button and hopes for the best. Your conscientious mind, however, runs a meticulous pre-flight checklist. Is this statement factually accurate? Check. Is the tone appropriate for the situation? Check. Could this be misinterpreted in a way that causes unintended harm? Double check. This exhaustive testing protocol takes up precious seconds, which in a fast-moving conversation can feel like an eternity. Therefore, your perceived hesitation is not a sign of emptiness. It's a sign of immense processing. The delay is the result of your brain's commitment to responsibility and thoughtfulness. It's a sign that you care deeply about the quality and impact of your words. Sign number 3. It's a sign of an empathetic mind. People who are highly empathetic aren't just processing the raw data of the words being spoken to them, and they are simultaneously processing an enormous amount of secondary information. The other person's tone of voice, their subtle facial expressions, their body language, and the emotional subtext hiding beneath the surface of the conversation. But think of it this way. A non-empathetic brain is having a simple game of catch. A word is thrown, and a word is thrown back. Your empathetic brain, however, is not playing catch. It's acting as an air traffic controller for a major international airport. You're tracking the literal meaning of the words, but you're also tracking a flight of insecurity coming from the left, a storm front of arrogance coming from the right, and the subtle distress signal of the person's true feelings. Managing all this incoming data on multiple channels consumes a massive amount of cognitive bandwidth. Therefore, your slowness to respond is often the byproduct of running a highly sophisticated emotional and social analysis in real time. You didn't have a comeback ready because you were too busy truly understanding the person in front of you. Chapter 4. The Antidote. How to harness your staircase wit. Now that we know staircase wit is a sign of a high-quality mind, the goal is not to fix the glitch or get rid of it. You don't want to fire your creative librarian. They're the best employee you have. The goal is to create an environment where the librarian feels comfortable enough to come out and work while the party is still going on. It's about learning how to use your superpower in real time. Here are 2 simple tools to do just that. Tool number 1, the strategic pause. We've been socially conditioned to believe that the fastest response is the smartest response. This is a lie. An immediate, thoughtless answer is a sign of reaction, not intelligence. You must reclaim the power of the pause. The next time you're asked a tough question or feel put on the spot, don't let the panicked performer blurt something out. Stop. Take a breath and say, that's a great point. Let me think about that for a second. This simple phrase is a magic trick. It does 2 things. First, it signals confidence to the other person. You're showing that you take their question seriously and that you respect your own thought process enough to give it time. Second, and more importantly, it's a signal to your own brain. You are consciously telling the panicked performer to stand down. You're turning down the house lights and giving the creative librarian the crucial 2 or 3 seconds of quiet it needs to find the right book on the shelf. Tool number 2, the curious question. When you feel pressure to deliver a brilliant statement, your brain often freezes. The trick is to flip the dynamic. Instead of trying to provide the perfect answer, provide a curious question. If someone makes a challenging statement, instead of scrambling for a rebuttal, simply ask, "What makes you say that?" Or, "Can you tell me more about why you think that?" This is a form of conversational judo. You are redirecting the pressure back onto the other person. This, again, buys your creative librarian precious time to work in the background while the other person is busy talking. While they elaborate, your librarian is calmly gathering the data, formulating a response, and preparing to deliver a masterpiece not 5 minutes later, but right on time. So, the next time you're driving home and your brain finally delivers that perfect, shimmering, beautiful comeback, don't curse your slowness. Don't replay the scene with frustration. Instead, take a moment and thank your creative librarian for their excellent work. Recognize the thought for what it is. It's not a glitch. It's the echo of a masterpiece. You are not slow. Your brain just has higher standards than a fast food assembly line. It's a sign of a mind that is too creative, too conscientious, and too empathetic to be rushed. So, embrace your staircase wit. It's one of the clearest signs you have that your mind is an interesting place. If you want to keep decoding the hidden superpowers in your own mind, subscribe for more. We'll see you next time.